and welcome to part 86 of the American Show. Let us begin. So, Patrick was in the shower, just washing, cut, well, cleaning himself off, of course, as you do. And he was excited to go to work and go to lunch with his girlfriend and his best friend and her best friend, Susan, of course. And he was like, this could be fun. So after he gets out of the shower, dries himself off, of course, and goes into his bedroom to get dressed for work. As he was getting dressed, he was like, I mean, I wonder what's gonna happen at work today. I know that I know that Alpha Queen has a big announcement. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure that he will make that announcement soon. He said that he said in the text the he said in the company text that there's going to be an announcement. I wonder what it is, he said to himself as he was getting dressed. And so he didn't have enough time to get breakfast. And so he was like, okay, I'm just going to get myself a breakfast burrito. That will hold me over until lunch and or dinner. And then that's when his girlfriend comes into come into his room as he was getting dressed, and she said, "Well, that's nice." And he said, "Excuse me, how long have you been sitting there?" I'm a girlfriend, it's not a big deal. Maybe what he said. And then and then he said, "So what's up? Um, well, I just I just came to tell you that um the lunch has been changed to dinner." Oh, okay, no problem. He said, and then she asked him, "Are you okay with that?" And then he said, "Yeah, no problem. I'm okay with that. That means that I can rehearse a lot longer than not. That would be fun." And then she said, "Okay, I will make sure to tell them that you're okay with that change." And she left. He gets dressed. He goes outside, and then he got into his car and just drove to the to get himself a breakfast burrito. Alpha Queen was also driving to work when they saw each other side to side in their cars. He said hi, and Alfred said hi to him back, and then they just drove and they just drove away from each other, side by side. Alfred drove first, and of course, Patrick drove second. He waited for him for a while. Of course, he finally drove, and he finally started to drive again. And then all of a sudden, he was at work. Eventually, he was at work. Um, Rehearsals was about to begin. He said hi to his coworkers. They said hi to him back. He goes to the dressing room. He he says to himself, "Okay, cool. This is going to be wonderful. I wonder what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. I'm very excited. This is going to be great." And and then he got and then he gets and then he leaves his office. He leaves his office and starts to rehearse his lines. Um, he he's rehearsing. Everything's going smoothly, like it always is, of course. And finally, rehearsal ends. He goes back into the dressing room, eats himself a candy bar, a small piece, of course, and he goes back out to start the show. He says hi to the audience. He uh he does his monologue, of course, and then he welcomes the guests. They talk for a while, and then eventually the show ends. The show is over. The credits are rolling as they always are. He says goodbye to everyone, and then he goes back into his car to go to dinner with his girlfriend, his best friend, and Susan Quinn. Now, he goes home to check up on his daughter, and he opens the door. He walks into her room, of course. He says, "I'm going to be gone for a little while. Are you going to be okay?" She said yes, of course. And then he leaves again. He leaves the house again, gets back into his car, and picks up his girlfriend. Well, actually, no. He he doesn't pick up his girlfriend. His girlfriend's in the restaurant right now. His girlfriend is at the restaurant waiting for him. And so, just in time, he drives to the restaurant, of course. It was a fancy restaurant that Susan picked out. And then they the waiters they open the door for him. He walks into the table where they were sitting, and he sits down. And he said, "Thank you for waiting, guys. That was a great show." And then Jackie said, "Well, I bet it was. I bet it was." And then Susan said, "How was it? I can't wait to see it tomorrow. I can't wait for you to see it tomorrow too." And then, "I can't wait for you to see it tomorrow too, Jackie. Um, Randy." And then she said, "Yeah, me too. I can't wait to come back. I can't wait for you to come back too," Patrick said. Then the advertisers hit the table. They eat that real fast, and then eventually the dinner and the drinks comes, and they're drinking, eating, except for Patrick, of course, who was having water at the moment, and eventually he's stuffed, so he's ready to go home. And then, but but Jackie is like, I want to hang out for a while. So they do. She drinks some more, and finally, he's ready to leave. So he tells her very politely, by the way, that he's ready to leave. And so she said, okay, no problem. And so they leave. Of course, of course, of course, Randy calls a cab for them for herself and uh Susan to leave the restaurant too. And so it was. They left the restaurant and everything was going great. He was driving to his house and she was she was so drunk. His She was so drunk and by the time they got home she was passed out. She was sleeping, I should say. And then he picked her up and put her on the bed. Actually, he gets out of the car, he picks her up, unbuckles his seatbelt, and, well, of course, he puts her on his bed whilst he decided that he was going to sleep on the couch. So that's what he did. He got her undressed, put her pajamas on, he left, and then he left. He left the room. He, of course, got into the living room, hopped onto the couch, and fell asleep. Mm. To be continued. Sorry. To be continued. Well, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below telling me whether you like about the video or hate about the video. But I would more often than not like you to pick the like of this video rather than the hate, but that's all up to you. Anyway, um, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.